Hey guys, this is Lola Shae from the Lola Shae Show. Tune in every Monday at 7 o'clock right here on IAXISRADIO.com for hot topics, cool conversation, and me, your host. Gotta love it. See you there.
IAXIS Radio, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
IAXIS Radio, WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Welcome to IAXIS Radio. We are the future of radio and podcast. Our reach is limitless. We embark on the now. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow is evermore.
IAXIS Radio, the future of radio and podcasts. No limit to what.
Do not fear. IAXIS is here to protect the sounds of our city. Let the music play.
Good evening and welcome to the Lola Shae Show. I am your host, Lola Shae. We are here on IAXISRADIO.com where there is absolutely no limit to what we can do. So I just want to say thank you very much to everybody that tunes in on all of the platforms. Don't talk to me about the views. We're not looking at the views. We have a bunch of platforms here. We're on a bunch of different places, and we got a bunch of people on a bunch of the different places. So always happy to see you guys in the chats. Always happy to see, hear you calling in. You like to call in, the number's at the bottom of the screen, but it is also, let me see. I want to make sure I get it right because we just changed it recently. So also, like I said, it's at the bottom of the screen, but it's 914-719-6917. Again, that's 914-719-6917. Call in and tell us what's on your mind, and we accept calls throughout the show, especially towards the end. So definitely appreciate you guys checking in with us and letting us know how you excuse me. Ciao. All right, so bundle up now out there. It is definitely pneumonia weather in the world. Now your grandma tell you it's pneumonia weather. It is pneumonia weather. And yes, you can be walking around with pneumonia and not even know it, okay? Just running around in the world and half dead and don't even know it. So please make sure you check yourself out. We are not going forward. We're not going to be scared of the doctor. We're going to the doctor. We're finding out what it is, and we are fixing it. That's what we're doing. Okay. So that's what grown folks are doing going forward. I don't want to lose any more people prematurely. We all gotta go, but let's stick around as long as we possibly can. You got family members that's gonna miss you and love you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So let's all take care of ourselves. Let's change the stigmas around healthcare, which is one of my topics for conversation today. Because in the news, I don't know if you guys are paying, noticing what's going on with the news lately, but in the news, we've been having a lot of healthcare related hiccups and issues and whatnot. Basically, we've been having, um, well, Black people already know that this is a thing. The lack of care and concern, the idea that we somehow have a higher pain threshold, the idea that we take pain better than other people or don't feel pain at all is a racially motivated, comes way from back in slavery times and possibly before, when they needed excuses to experiment on us without anesthesia and basically treat us like animals. One of the reasons they came up with is that we seem to appear to, in some cases, have a higher pain threshold, which may or may not be a true statement. I personally uh, possibly do have a high pain threshold, but does that mean that I want to go through pain? I want to experience pain? Do I want to test to see how high my pain threshold is? Absolutely not. Absolutely, goddamn it, not. I don't. Okay. So it works against any kind of progress, and it definitely works against any possible idea of trust between patient and the healthcare industry. Okay. We are notoriously experimented on. We're notoriously left to suffer. We're notoriously just uncared for in general. So I definitely am not misunderstanding the core reasons behind our lack of a desire to go into the hospital. But more and more Black people are entering the field, thank God. And it's highly more likely that you can get a whole crew of nothing but your people who know your body and your chemistry and your situation, your cultural particulars, okay, and that all works to a better healthcare system. We nurses are not nursing specifically are not is not to be considered a profession for the purposes of student loans. So now when you go to get a federal student loans, FAFSA and TAP and Pell and FAFSA and all of them people, you're not eligible to receive the loans if nursing is your major, is the class that you're taking up, which I think is complete insanity, considering we need at least 500,000 nurses just to ease the shortage that we currently have. Nurses are invaluable in the medical industry, and nursing is a way out of poverty for so many, 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 many different people. Okay, different demographics, but most especially poor African diaspora individuals. So anybody that coming out of Africa, okay, highly benefits from those nursing degrees. Not to mention the Philippines and Brazilians, and so many people are able to get a foothold in and establish themselves and support their families with that nursing degree. So a lot of upheaval, a lot of confusion, a lot of not understanding how they're gonna move forward with it. I definitely would like to see how they work this out for sure. Also, we have in the news this week a young lady, well, two young ladies actually that I'd like to speak on. One young lady went into the emergency room to have her baby. She was in active labor, dilated, contractions. She's in there with a family member. The family member has the presence of mind to record the situation because apparently it must have seemed weird to her, because it definitely seemed weird to me that this lady is sitting here screaming her ever-loving lungs out. And the nurse, the quote-unquote nurse, now mind you, we was just talking about the nurses, but obviously she's getting kicked off the list. Okay, so she's not one of the nurses that we're referring to. She's definitely not a professional. That's pretty much par for the course with this particular situation. She needs an ass whoop is what she needs. And let me not say that because people will say that I'm inciting, because they've already doxed her They're already outside the hospitals protesting. They was protesting at the wrong hospital. They was protesting so hard on this lady. Okay, but it's just the lack of compassion, the lack of concern, the lack of care, and the lack of, yes, professionalism that she displayed. But it's obviously struggling, obviously in pain lady. When they finally get the lady where she needed to go, the lady had her baby 12 minutes later. Okay? 12 minutes later. I myself was in labor for 79 hours for comparison. Okay. So it was definitely no 12 minutes later for me. All right. 12 minutes after she left triage, she had her baby. Okay. Which means the baby was in her ass like she was screaming that it was. Because she trying to tell this lady the baby is coming. The lady like, nobody cares. That was basically the vibe. And it pissed off a great many people, which it shall. Because if you go into professions where care is necessary and your only motivation is finance, it's gonna cause some kind of hiccups and problems for everybody involved. You're not gonna be happy in your profession, and nobody that you are practicing your profession on is gonna be happy with your ass, because it's gonna be evident that you really don't care about the people that you're dealing with, and you're only really there just to catch your paycheck. Okay, the same thing with doctors and lawyers and anybody who basically are pillars of our society as it is. The motivation should be to heal, to help, to correct wrongs, etc. It shouldn't just be the paycheck. The paycheck is inevitable. When you do your job right, you get benefits, you get blessed, you get paid, you do well, you get well. That's how it actually goes. But people who have no desire, no compassion, no concern, they join these professions and they treat people horribly. And it's finally becoming obvious to everybody that we consistently get treated like this. Good evening, Ebony, to you. How are you? I appreciate you for checking in. Love you very much. But yes, it's ridiculous when you think about it. Another young lady, the same type of situation. She gets discharged by the doctors, the nurses, everybody who was supposed to care, everybody who wasn't supposed to drop the ball, kicked her out the hospital. She had her baby on the side of the goddamn road 8 minutes later. It's disrespectful. So for me, it's triggering. Okay, it's extremely triggering for me because, again, the 79 hours, the blood transfusion, the hemorrhaging, the being sent home multiple times because I wasn't dilating. I could have been these ladies, okay? I'm just not litigious enough to sue people. You know, I think about it after fact, like I could have sued the shit out of them people. But I didn't. But I could have. But yeah, but I mean, it's really triggering, and apparently it's triggering for everybody who had to sit there and observe it and listen to this lady scream in absolute torturous pain that you know she was in. Anybody who's had a child knows exactly the pain. Matter of fact, you can't even say you know the pain because she was having complications. So her pain could have just been way worse than regular about to rip your insides out, multiplied by complications. Okay, it's just disrespectful all the way around the map. And I'm really glad, like, you can't just fire. It's like you can't just fire a bad teacher when you really should be able to. You can't really just fire a bad nurse either. There's all kinds of procedures and unions and everybody that you got to go through, but they're suing the hospital. So know that, all right? And the hospital never appreciates being sued. So everybody involved in the suing usually gets relocated. That's usually par for the usual for them. Okay, you're making their malpractice insurance premiums go up, and they don't appreciate that. That's one thing you gotta understand that gets attention is the boycott. Okay, so going into my next topic, will be we boycotting Christmas this year. I don't know if you guys are boycotting Christmas, but a whole bunch of people are fed the freak up and are boycotting Christmas. Ain't nobody got no money for Christmas. Ain't nobody gonna scrounge together no money for Christmas to make these corporations rich when they have proven time and time again that they give two shits about any of us, absolutely any of us. So if you're running around, I know you got love, you got kids, make them a gift. They'll appreciate it. I don't know what kind of kids you got. I want to say your kids is going to appreciate whatever it is that you give them. Because mine would. I don't know what to tell you, but mine will. All right. Whatever I decide to give their little asses, they're going to appreciate it because the alternative is you get nothing. That's the alternative. So take this card I wrote and be happy because I love you and celebrate the season. We've done forgot all about the reason for the season. Okay, it's become commercialism. Can we top last year's shenanigans? Can we beat the neighbors' gifts that they got their kids? Kids don't even be deserving a goddamn thing, all right? And then you still busting your ass trying to get these gifts. Presents taller than the damn tree. Anxiety through the roof. I've been fed up with Christmas many years ago. Once my kids figured out that I was the one being Santa Claus, it was a wrap. Like, why am I killing myself? They know ain't no Santa Claus. Ain't got a damn thing to do with Jesus like it's supposed to. Okay, yeah, you see the little mangers and shit, but Jesus was the only one getting the gifts. Where everybody else get gifts from, I never could figure out. Okay, you ain't give Jesus a goddamn thing, okay? But y'all want gifts. Anyway, yeah, just generally speaking. And then this whole governmental shutdown for the 99th time, mind you, because this is definitely not the first time the government has shut down. It's the first time we got so annoyed by it, though. The first time they decided they was going to cut necessary detrimental programs. The first time they said F us for freaking Thanksgiving. We don't care if you eat or not for 44 million people. First of all, it's a damn shame that 40 in the supposed greatest country in the world, 44 million people can't afford to feed themselves. Somebody need their ass whooped. And most of these people, I want to make sure I remind, because a lot of people got hatred for that little $4 that come out they check every freaking week. Ooh, you're gonna go broke. You spend more on liquor, weed, females, purses, shoes. The list can go on and on and on. But you're worrying about that little $4 that's going to go feed somebody that's probably actually very hungry. They're actually hungry. Just, you should really recalculate your priorities, because they're completely skewed if you worried about that little $4 a week, all right, coming out your check. Now, it's just sad. It's sad. But mind you, a good percentage of the people that are receiving public assistance and food stamps specifically are working people. Okay, so let me make a note that's why the shutdown got reversed. It wasn't anything that we did or said. It was the corporations that were losing millions of dollars from the lack of the food stamp monies, the Walmarts, the ShopRites, the Stop and Shops, Key Foods. All of these are multi-million-dollar corporations that rely heavily on food stamp money, not to mention your local bodegas. Okay, that rely heavily on food stamp money. Stores would start closing down if they don't have that supplemented food stamp money coming in. This is not an exaggeration. It's not a guess. I'm not talking out the side of my neck. This is a fact. This is a thing that is inevitable, which is why you had Warren Buffett complaining, y'all going to have to fix it because it's affecting people's bottom lines. And that's all they care about. They don't care about how many people is actually hungry. They care that the money is not there to be spent in their establishment, which loops us right back around boycotting Christmas. Because why is we supporting their establishments if they don't care if you die? They don't care if you die. They just want you around to continue to buy stuff. They don't want to take care of the kids. They want you to make more so that those kids can continue to buy stuff. Making sense to y'all now? Boycotting everything. 2025 is boycotting Christmas. I don't care. Besides, if you check in, I believe it's Corinthians, read the whole book. Don't ask me where at in Corinthians. Read the whole book. But in Corinthians somewhere, it says, don't be like the heathens. Heathens. Their words, not mine. And put the tree up and decorate it with gold and silver and presents under. It specifically says to the so-called Christians, which is why I really don't believe people who call themselves Christians are Christians at all. Because if you was, this is the book that you're supposed to be following, and most of y'all don't follow it at all. I don't even think you actually actively read it before. You just listen to what pastor tell you it say, which is hella dangerous. That's how people get in all kinds of trouble, okay? By not reading it themselves. Oh, I'm gonna see what they say on the news. That's how you stay stupid. No, don't be mad at me about it, because you stayed stupid. Anyway, specifically says not to do certain practices because they are pagan practices. And I got people going, oh my God, there's nothing wrong with the pagans. The pagans was worshiping demons, having sex with children, eating each other. What's not to like, I guess, huh? I mean, I'm trying to figure out, because everybody always wants to argue for fuckery. They never want to argue for the right thing. They always want to argue for some insanity. All right. They want to keep eating the pork because it tastes good, I guess. Never mind, it's full of parasites that can't be killed by any temperature of heat. Never mind that it's been known to increase anxiety and aggression in people that eat it. I was just being told about the beef. I'm working on it, you know? All right, so let me check in right here. We got I am a child of God. No more catching the bus. September 11, no more child support. Wednesday, April 9th. God did it. Amen. Amen. Amen to that. You know what? Getting off child support should be cause for celebration. Like an actual party. You know how they have divorce parties now? I don't say I'm condoning divorce parties. I'm just saying that they having them. Okay? You got anniversary parties, engagement parties, New Year's parties, Christmas parties. I just came from a Friendsgiving party over the weekend. It was awesome. Shout out to the Boilermakers. Actually, making the boilers. Anyway, I love me. For future reference, if anybody needs to know, wants to invite somebody that will actually come to your office Christmas party. I love an office Christmas party, okay? Or office holiday party, should I say. Just call it a holiday party. I don't care which one it is. Easter, Christmas, I'm going, I'm eating free food, and I'm dancing with the old guy from accounting. Anyway, it is what it is. So if you guys please let me know, and I'm going to let y'all know when the new office parties is coming out. Shout out to Cool DJ Red Alert. His birthday party this past Saturday, Saturday. Many more years to you. He's fighting. I'm not gonna say finally, because we're definitely gonna miss seeing him. But this is his retirement year. He's stepping away from the radio. I don't know if he'll continue to DJ occasionally. We need him. Don't want him to leave completely. We can't go cold turkey, Red. Damn. Anyway, but shout out to Red Alert on his birthday, and his enjoy to him on his retirement. Shout out to him and his wife, and I hope they have wonderful, wonderful times together going forward. He has been more than an icon. His fingerprints is all over hip hop, absolutely all over hip hop. Okay, it just would not be the same hip hop. Well, you know which hip hop I'm talking about. Would not be the same without him. So we definitely want to give him his props and his flowers, because he definitely deserves it. Voice all deep and raspy today, y'all. Ciao. Anyway, we're going to take a couple of minutes real quick to do our first couple of videos. I have okay, once again, I have Soak by Frenchies? Franchise. Okay. See, it's the way they spell stuff. I tell you, just like shout out to people on Instagram. They have the most creative. Shout out to everybody watching on Instagram, live, on Facebook, watch, on all of the platforms. Definitely want to shout out everybody. But you guys on Instagram have some of the greatest tag names I've ever seen. It's the most challenging thing just to figure out what that says. Like, what does that say? I don't know. I'd be like, you say it, so I know what it says. I have no idea what it says. But yeah, we have Soak by Franchise and Blessing by Carvin Wine is coming up. And then I'll be right back to run my mouth with you guys a little bit more. Once again, this is the Lola Shae Show. Calling number is 914-719-6917. And I'm Lola Shae. We'll be right back.
Sometimes life can keep you grounded, keep you asking why. Feelings of giving up have crossed your mind. I soak it all up, God knows how I've tried. Sometimes life can keep you grounded, keep you asking why. Feelings of giving up have crossed your mind.
Soak it in, I got checked in. How many times I think a million? These niggas lie, they not serious. Raining on summer, pops Aquarius. They told me stop, the shit's hilarious. No time to laugh, I get the bag in any area. They kind of various. No lie, made it cause I'm so fly. I belong on planetarium. High, soaking the vibe on my movie shit. I no longer try, I'm only doing it. Shine like the sun, pray for a solar eclipse. But I bet that won't even ruin it.
Can keep you grounded, keep you asking why. Feelings of giving up have crossed your mind. I soak it all up, God knows how I've tried. Sometimes life can keep you grounded, keep you asking why. Feelings of giving up have crossed your mind.
Soaking the vibes, my most soaking in tears. Like these dark clouds following everywhere. Traumatized over things that I don't share. Times that I tried and you didn't even care. Now I swear you left me in the storm. You was inside cozy and warm. What got in me, never winning. Thought that ended, the story go on. Soaking that pain, I don't cry, I just walk in the rain. I'm outside of the climate change. When the sun come out, soak it the same. But that's what I'm saying.
Keep reaching, sky's no limit. I know that you've been through it. Soon there will be a brighter day. Everyone's rooting for you. Tell me what you got to lose. Where there's a will, there is a way. I feel it in my soul, a feeling that I can't let go. It's your life, you got control. Don't you ever let it go. No matter wherever you are, keep reaching for the stars. Keep your dreams close to your heart.
Hope to be the best image of you when I'm standing on that hill, bending knee when I come to you, when I need your will. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Never give up the fight. Don't let him dim your light. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Never give up the fight. Don't let him dim your light. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Out of my hand I gave to you. All my honor, give praise to you. Find the blessing in all you do. Through your eyes I see the truth. Open arms when I run to you. Wash away all my sins and make me new. I need your presence, more of your essence. I'll always come to you. Lord, you're my light through the storm. I need your presence, more of your essence. I'll always come to you. My light through the storm. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Never give up the fight. Don't let him dim your light. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Never give up the fight. Don't let him dim your light. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Rain down on
I need all the blessings to rain, all the blessings. Blessings on me, blessings on everybody tuning in. Everybody, I love everybody so very much. So yes, this week's question, because I would love for you guys to come submit some questions. So we got some questions. I asked people what kind of questions they wanted. So since we got Thanksgiving coming up, everybody wants to know what everybody else is cooking, in case they might decide to come to your house. I might decide to come over and get up in them pots. Stop playing with me. Anyway, so I want to know what everybody is cooking. I'm doing the usual, trying to think of something different to go with the usual. I'm doing the turkey. Actually, got a friend that's coming. They're gonna deep fry a turkey for me. I've been wanting to try that, but I'm terrified to burn my goddamn house down. But apparently they have a turkey fryer now. So getting me a turkey fryer, and we're gonna see how this works out, because I want to taste it. I heard it's very, very good, nice and juicy. And personally, I'm perfectly honest with you. I'm not even fond of turkey. I don't really care. It's a long story. So since I got y'all here, I'm gonna tell you my long story. So I grew up on a farm, right? And so you should pretty much know the end of the story now. So I raised the turkey. I named him Thomasino. Even though it was a boy, I named him Thomasino. And Thomasino was my favorite pet. Thomasino would meet me at the bus stop after school every day when I came home. Thomasina and pretty much the rest of the chickens and the guinea fowls would meet me at the bus stop and walk me down the hill into the yard, and the rooster would chase my brother. It was a routine. It was a routine. And one day I get off the bus and I don't see my turkey, and I'm calling my turkey. And usually the animals come when I call them, the cows, the horses, they all come when you call them. So I'm like, everybody's coming. They like, you got some food for me? I'm like, no, I'm looking for Thomasina. So where's Thomasina? I don't see Thomasina. I go in the house. I ask my grandma, where's Thomasina? She like, what you mean? He wasn't out there when I got off the bus. So now everybody's like, okay, wait a minute. Where the fuck is the turkey gonna go? So everybody's looking for him now. and we find him. So it turns out, my post office guy. Back then they used to just drive their regular trucks. They didn't even have a postal truck. He worked for the post office. He did deliver the mail, but he drove his own truck. And he used to be drunk as hell. All right, driving on like halfway on the grass and halfway on the road. So he'd be close enough to get to the mailbox, right? So of course he hit my damn turkey. And with his drunk ass, he knocked my turkey into the ditch and he kept on going about his damn business. So they find my turkey half dead in the ditch. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. He's really bad. So me, I'm like 8, 9 years old, and I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to wrap my little mind around my turkey is not gonna make it. My baby that I raised from an egg is not gonna make it. And then I'm like, okay, so we're gonna have like a funeral for him, right? And my uncle was like, funeral? It was like turkey about 35, 45 pounds. He was feeding the hell out of that turkey. Turkey nice and plump. He's going in the freezer. I'm like, in the freezer? Yeah, we gonna eat him. I could not eat him. I could never eat my goddamn turkey. And years after, in New York, started eating turkey sandwiches, which I didn't even consider to be the same thing. I'm like, did you see the Boys Head commercial? It's not the same thing. So I was eating the turkey sandwiches up here, but I don't like turkey. I still don't like turkey. Every time I look at it, look like a fat baby when you're cooking it. Anyway, I digress. Y'all know I tickle my damn self. So I don't need nobody to make me laugh. I makes my own self laugh. Everybody who knows me know I makes my own self laugh. And thank God for that. Okay, because if I had to wait for you guys to make me laugh, I'd be a depressed soul. I ain't even gonna lie. The world is cold, I tell you, it's cold. Cold-blooded. Anyways, so all right, I went too far back in time in my notebook. Hold on, let me locate this week's crap. This is, crap going back to infinity around here. So you got to make sure you get. No. Working on a new commercial for you guys. I like the commercials. I think. Hope you check me out on. Yeah, check me out. Feel free to inbox me. Just talk to me nice. That's the rules. Definitely suggest any topics you want to hear, any questions you want answered. Whatever it is that you want to know or talk about was definitely highly appreciated. Run them numbers up. We definitely need to get these numbers up. I know you guys are out there. I know a lot of you guys watch after the fact, and I appreciate it. I'm not going to say I don't appreciate it. I'm debating going to a pre-recorded format. I kind of enjoy the live. I mean, it would still be live when I'm recording it. So like for call-ins or whatever, there would be a established time for you guys to call in. But I'm debating because I still like the live version. That's what I like. Okay. So yeah, and it says, okay, see, I have an actual pastor in the building. Shout out to Al. So I always get the proper scriptures. We absolutely do not condone giving the wrong scriptures. That's why I said, read the whole book, okay? So that way you don't argue with me about which scripture is which scripture, because I know what's in there. I might not be fully versed or memorized exactly which scripture is which, but I do know what's in there. So go look for it, believe me. But it's Matthew chapter 6, verse 5. And when they prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Oh, well, that's a whole nother one. You know what? there's a whole show on the hypocrisy of Christians. I got a whole show, like a whole show on the hypocrisy. Okay, because I don't want to know about your prayers. I don't like when people pray out loud. Keep it to yourself. It's between you and the man upstairs. I have absolutely nothing to do with it. Simply based on the fact that I cannot act as an intercessory for you. I can't change God's mind about you. I can't plead your case. I can't do none of those things. So it's not my business. Okay, it's your business to be about your business. You and God's business is y'all's business. Just like your personal business is your personal business. Yeah, I consider that your personal business, right? And also it's just the performative nature of it. Okay. You got people who say, they claim to be Muslim, for example. Muslims pray 5 times a day. All right, they damn near live in the masjid. But some of them don't live their life as such. As soon as they leave the masjid, they just as corrupt as they want to be. Same things with the Christians. Same thing with the rest of the nationalities, even though I put a lot less stock in a lot of these so-called religions because I do know what the origin stories of a lot of these religions are. Mormonism, Scientology, Jehovah's Witnesses. All of those is created by the same group of people. They was all friends that hung out together. Okay. L. Ron Hubbard and homies. They all studied under Aleister Crowley, who considered himself to be a Satanist. Like he was avowed, was serious and telling everybody that he was the devil's pope, basically. Okay, so and these are the people who influenced the people who started these so-called religions. So pardon me for not including them, and even though I love the readings, Jehovah's Witness, I love their focus on the book and the word and that part. I believe everybody got a little part, you know what I mean? And you put it all together and you get a perfect thing. But the individual ways are all, every last one of them, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, they're all flawed and more flawed. Okay, you have to actively find the truth, the straight and narrow, and that's why it's the straight and narrow, because there's so many distractions, so many alternatives. I'm not gonna say options because there are no other options, but there's some alternatives that'll have you going left, right, and backwards for sure. Absolutely, absolutely. So don't be like, oh, there are no other options. I don't recommend you take those options at all. But who am I? I don't like to argue with people about religious things. I don't even like to talk to people about religious things. Everybody want to start arguing with me. Don't argue with me, okay? Save your argument for Judgment Day. I can't. You. If I'm wrong, it's nothing you can do about it. Now, is there? If I'm right, there's nothing you can do about that either. So, a lot of people like to argue about stuff that's irrelevant. Yes, I do have a bunch of. I'm piling up the guests. I don't want to space them out. I want them this week and then next week and then next week and then next week. So I'm setting it up. But I got. Thank you. Yeah, if I can see it, be the one. All right, is this one the 28? That's 29. Oh, I like the woes. We in the woe time right now, as a matter of fact. Hold on, I see you're gonna make me go back. We're gonna have church because it's all the woes. I can't miss none of the woes. All right, so the first one is Matthew 3 and 20. 23. We starting at. We going back to the woes. It says, "Woes unto you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay the tithe of mint and anise," those are seasonings, in case y'all wasn't sure, cumin, "and have omitted the weightier matters of the law." So they give a little bit, but they shirk their responsibilities where they supposed to. Okay, judgment, mercy, and faith. These is what you ought to have done, and not leave the other undone. Ye blind guides would strain at the gnat and swallow a camel. Like the way the Bible puts stuff. So wait, You got a hard time swallowing a gnat, but you can swallow a whole camel? Like, oh, okay. The second one, which was this 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. I'm saying if you was drinking and you looked in the cup and you saw extortion and excess, and the cup is supposed to be clean, you like, what the? I'm sorry. Like I said, I tickle myself. Anyway, thou blind Pharisees, cleanse first that which is within the cup and the platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Yeah, because people put a whole lot of attention on the outside. They dressing it up. They adorning it with watches and rollies and chains and fancy clothes, expensive suits, $1,000 jeans and craziness. But these same people, some of them ain't worth 2 cents. And I said what I said, and I stand by what I said. Ain't worth 2 whole cents. The outfit's worth a couple $1,000, okay? But they spirit is tainted to a level that they're not absolutely worth a damn thing, is what it is, okay? And there's a lot of people like that. It's a lot of people who have absolutely no substance on the inside, okay? None. No substance whatsoever. They're just all pump and show and circumstance and outwardly stuff. And then once you get to talking to them, like a perfect example, I be having the examples, y'all, okay? Perfect example. I was lusting after this man for 2 summers at my friend Nae's house. He lived across the street from her. And we would all gather at her house and sit in the front yard around the patio furnitures and, gossip and talk and stuff. And I would see him across the street. And I'd be like, ooh, Lord, child, that is fine. I mean, fine. He was. And then one day, literally not the first year, like, you going to say something? Absolutely not. The hell said I was going to say anything. I'm just happy looking. All right. And that's what my spirit said. Just be happy looking. So I would sit and I would watch like it was a television show. Like, that is very nice. It really is. Very nice. Right. And then one day, for not related to me, okay, because like I said, pretty contented myself with just watching. But on this one particular day, I happened to be sitting there. And this person actually came across the street to say something to my homegirl, to her husband. Came across the street, actually open his mouth and speak. Why did he do that? Why did he open his mouth and ruin the whole fantasy? Why? And then, I sound like a retarded person. Sound like an absolute retarded person. I value intellect over looks all day long. So it was just like, oh man, why you gotta be retarded? How you gonna look so good and be retarded? So yeah, that's what that verse makes me think of. Don't pay so much attention to the Don't be out here, but she got a fatty. Oh, she, whatever the freak it is that floats your boat. It should be definitely more to the individual than what they look like. I don't know how much stress, drama, and pain has been caused because people focus simply on what a person looked like and not the contents of their characters, like Martin Luther King say, okay? You gotta pay attention to the contents, the ingredients, goddammit. Not just the box and the label, but the actual ingredients. Okay. We go on to the next one because Al gonna want his phone in a minute. Right, now, where'd I go? So woe unto you again. Whoa. Like Black Rob said. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and all uncleanliness. Even so, righteousness of man within are full of hypocrisy and inequity. I just said all that stuff. I'm not gonna say it all again. Y'all heard what I said. We already probably done lost like 18,000 viewers. Cause it's that's half for reading the Bible. Oh no, I can't stand that. Let me go watch some drill music instead. I'm sorry. That's how my people be sometimes. My people perish consistently for lack of knowledge, but yet the knowledge be right there. And they run. Knowledge is chasing them, but they are faster. They are much, much, much faster. Okay. So, and then here we go. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres. Sepulchres are tombs or coffins, right? They, of the righteous, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore you be witness unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill ye up then the measure of your fathers, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers. How can you escape the damnation? Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I pray because I don't know. Like I believe in a lot of weird shit. So I do kind of believe in the reincarnation. So I might have been around, right? When Jesus was around, right? It's a thought. I think very deeply. Anyway, might have been around. And if I was around, I'm hoping to go, like I pray that I was one of the multitudes them. I don't want to be I hope. That's all I could do is hope. All I could do is hope is I was not one of the multitudes, y'all. I don't want to be, I was one of the multitudes. I want to be in the numbers when the saints come marching in, But I don't want to be of the ones that was like, crucify him. I don't pray to God I wasn't in that crowd. All right. Hopefully, maybe I was like out in the wilderness somewhere and I didn't even know what was going on until after that happened. Who knows? But Lord, do not put me with like, and again, and I'm putting this out in the ethers again. If the rapture comes, please, Lord, don't leave me with these mother farmers, please. Please don't leave me with the hypocrites. Okay. Let me see. It says, skip past something. Oh no, I didn't. It says, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city. Yeah, that's pretty much what we had. So the world is absolutely insane. We only got each other. All we got is us. My plan is to look out for you as much as I possibly can. Give you the little, the secrets and the shortcuts and hopefully we can hold ourselves together. Luckily, we got the government to open back up. Sort of. I don't know nobody that ever, I don't know if anything happened. I gotta ask around. But hopefully for the sake of your fridge and your cabinets, I hope they work that out for everybody who needs it. And there are many, many resources out there. Don't let pride cause you to go hungry. There are resources. There are organizations out there looking to help, looking to feed people. Like I said, I was just giving out turkeys on what was that? Sunday, I was giving out turkeys. We gave about 500. You want to shout out to Councilman Chris Banks for that. But yeah, we was giving out turkeys on Sunday. Just want to be sure that my people which is all of y'all, are safe and healthy and happy going into and coming out of this winter season. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week. We're going to take this time to do our usual goodbye video. I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in. I want to do a quick shout out to my supporters. I want to shout out the Dr. Dre Victory Foundation. I want to shout out Eminem Entertainment. I want to shout out the East New York Oasis Community Garden. I want to shout out all of the different supporters to the Lola Shae Show. And the supporters to the East New York Oasis Community Garden. I want to say thank you to the volunteers that came out there this year. Thank you to everybody who contributes to this show. And any other projects that I have going on. I'm definitely seeing a solid group of folks, and I want to say thank you and I love you to you guys for tuning in, for supporting. Let me see. I'm here with you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for being here with me. No, I love you guys. I really do. I was last week. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, I know I've been missing for a couple of weeks, and I lose y'all because y'all ain't really fond of the repeats. You seen it already. I know, but the repeats do work for people who haven't seen it yet. But you can always go back and check out, the episodes that you miss. Yeah, at some point I will like film a One in the Chamber episode in case something, because just honestly stuff happens. Like the train has been giving me hell, and I'm traveling from Brooklyn to the Bronx, which is damn near 2 hours each way. Every week it's a labor of love. But sometimes it's draining, and then I get here and I'm just after coming from work, mind you, and it's just sometimes I'm just wore out. So my energy levels last week was way off. I wanted to go to sleep so bad. I almost wanted to cry, honest to God. But I want to be consistent. I want to give the quality and the consistency. We're getting the quantity show by show by show. But, those are the three methods of success with anything. So, I know I lose a couple of y'all when I don't come in, and then I got to build it back up again. But I'm appreciating all the love, everybody who shouts me out when they see me out in the world. A special thank you to you guys. All I can ask is hit them like buttons. Let me know you out there. I like to hear you tell me you out there, but it'd be a whole lot better if YouTube could see you as out there. It would be a whole lot better for my algorithm. You're making my algorithm act up. Anyway. Once again, I want to give everybody a big shout out, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
It's sad to think we're not gonna make it. And it's gotten to the point where we just can't think it. For some ungodly reason, just won't let it die. No, I guess neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. Oh, I keep wondering what I'm gonna do without you. And I guess you must be wondering the same thing too. Ooh. So we go leaving. Oh, memories, those old memories, they get in my way. Oh, Lord knows it's only me. Oh, He knows it's only me that I'm deceiving. When it comes to saying goodbye, that's a simple word that I just cannot say. There's no possible way this can have a happy ending. I don't see it, baby. No, no, no. So we just go on, go on hurting and pretending, and convincing ourselves to give it just one more try. Because neither one of us wants to be the first to say. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say. Oh, neither one of us wants to be the first to say farewell, my love, goodbye.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for the Lola Shae Show.